Hi there, friends. Coming to you with another episode of the Pre-Ride Show presented by FSA. We are here at Mid-South at the Expo, finish line right behind us, Reg check-in going, and I get a chance to spend a few minutes with my new friend, Geneviève Jansen. She's a member of the Floyds of Leadville Gravel team. Welcome. Yes. Thank you for sitting down with us. How are you?
Thank you. I'm great. Yeah, it's good to be here.
We were just talking before we went live. You're from Canada, from Montreal. It's colder there, but this feels colder here.
It feels really cold here. I don't know if it's a combination of the wind and maybe the humidity. But man, I mean, I'm wearing all the layers I brought for my cold weather gear, and I'm cold.
Not enough.
So the idea of wearing Lycra tomorrow and being in like super thin clothing is hard to comprehend, but we'll be fine.
Okay, good. This is a return to the sport for you.
Yes.
And welcome back. I think I speak for everybody when we say that.
Thank you.
How does it feel like to be coming back? What's the preparation been like, and how are you feeling about just getting back into sport in general?
Getting into the sport in general feels really good. I feel way more like myself. Even if I tried for many years to get out of the sport and being angry at it and everything else, I think that was part of my process. But now that I'm back in it and back in the world with like-minded people, and it's not always about performance, it can be about adventure and everything else. It feels really good to be in that environment again. And on a personal level, it's conflicting to be 100% authentic. There's some days where I'm like, oh my God, this is like one. I find it's wonderful, but I find it's really difficult not to go back to the seriousness and wanting to perform and all that stuff. And I'm trying to snap out of it, saying I only started intervals in October. I've ridden inside since October in Montreal because of the weather and everything. Yeah. I had the opportunity to go to Fallbrook, California with the team for a week, so that was good. Got a little bit, outside and stuff, but not more than 300 miles. And then I went back inside. So it's hard to be patient with myself because I have in my head, like, I want to be in the front pack and I want to be able to get to the first gravel section in front. And
it's hard to switch off that level of competitiveness. Yeah.
So I have to tell myself, well, Jen, this is your first race back since 2005. Just take it as a ride. You go there, you're gonna test the water, you're gonna get back into a peloton. And I have never raced gravel, so that's all new.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that too. And your background is primarily road, right?
Yep.
Any expectations? Have you put some miles in on the gravel bike? Or
I
has
did.
It all been on the trainer?
No, I did.
Okay.
I did, and I live in Montreal, outside the island of Montreal, where there's some good gravel roads. Nothing very hilly, but we can get out there. I hope I can feel confident. I hope I can feel relaxed enough to be efficient on gravel. But I have to take it as a brand new experience. Just go with it with all eyes open and say, all right, I'm ready.
How did you know it was time to come back? We got that call from Floyd's, and Will was pressuring you, because Will will call you, he just keeps calling you and telling you stuff and exciting you, getting you fired up. What was that like? Was it a tough decision, or was it very easy because you knew that you were ready to re-enter the cycling world like that?
Actually, it didn't really happen this way.
Okay.
I wrote an open letter to the UCI last April concerning the abuse in sport and everything else, and they opened at the UCI in integrity and education manager position. So
just based on your
no,
input.
not just based on my letter. They were advanced in their process.
Okay.
But I had a talk with David Lapartien and Amina Lanaya, the general director of the UCI. We talked on Zoom for about an hour, and when they told me they opened that position, I applied, and I said maybe I don't have the qualification. I never worked in safeguarding or in child protection and all that stuff, but I'm applying. So I did apply to the UCI. The position would be in Switzerland, and I didn't get it, of course. But I thought during all that time that I was waiting for the decision, I said I have all this energy now that I want to, consecrate to cycling. So if I get the job, I'm not going to have energy to ride or race or anything else because it's all going to be towards advancing that part of the sport. But if I don't get the job, I want to go back to racing. So it started like that, and then I needed a gravel bike because I didn't have a gravel bike at the time. And I was looking at squad bikes, which are based in Montreal. And then Squad was connected to Paul Thomas, and Squad was connected to Floyd's of Leadville racing team. And then I got in contact with Will, and it clicked, and I said yes.
Because of your letter and what UCI is doing, are we making strides in fixing that very important, very bad problem?
I think we are making strides. Are we going to fix it? It remains to be seen.
Yeah.
But I think they do take the path to get there. And when we spoke back in last May in 2001, they were aware of the shortfalls and everything else, and they wanted to push that forward.
Good.
So I think they took the right steps and everything else. And it was such a great call that we finished with, and I was very hopeful. If it's going to be fixed, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And it's really unfortunate because the only way we see if it's going to be fixed is if there's an event like that happens, and you don't really want an event like that to happen.
Yeah.
You know. So, but they're doing good.
Well, you certainly brought it to the forefront and made it an important issue to get out and discuss, and hopefully we're going to take those steps and resolve it and get better and eliminate that sort of any question of the sort of abuses occurring in the future.
I think also the gravel racing in general is really making it more, I don't want to say affordable. Affordable is not more
accessible.
Accessible, because for me the sport should represent society as a whole.
Yeah.
It shouldn't just represent like a tiny portion of the sport. So yes, it's important to get things in the open and everything else, but it's really fun when it gets into action and you can see the change.
Yeah.
So yep.
Here's
good.
Bobby. Bobby's kind of nutty.
Hi.
Hi.
This is Bobby Wintle.
Hi. Did I interrupt?
No.
Yes,
we're
but
just
it's
chatting.
okay.
Do you know Geneviève?
No, I'm Bob.
I'm Jen.
Geneviève,
Nice
she's
to
with
meet
the
you.
Floyds of Leadville team.
I'm from Montreal, Canada.
Thank you for coming.
Oh well, I thought it would be warmer here, so.
I'm sorry, but you did this. It's all your fault.
I know.
You and your universal health care, you did this. I'm just joking.
You'll get a big hug from him tomorrow. At the
Oh
finish
well,
line, too. That's part of
that's
the
the
deal.
only reason I came.
That's
Actually,
part of the deal.
I thought it was because our hair was the same.
Well, I think my mullet is a bit better than
Yours is
yours,
way
but
better.
it's just because you need a trim.
Can you help me with that later?
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
sick. All right, I'll see you in 10.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Bobby. We're super excited. What's your calendar look like for the rest of you? Did you guys map that out?
Yep. My next one will be in Belgian Waffle Ride, San Diego.
Ah,
Yeah.
right, okay.
I lived in San Diego for 5 years, and I wanted to do it since I've heard of it. And after that, I'm gonna have a few races in my part of the world, in New York State and closer to Montreal. And I want to go to Utah, Crusher and the Tasher.
Ooh, straight uphill.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes there, because I know it's elevation, and then I'm gonna be back at the Belgian Waffle Ride, Kansas, at the end of the season.
Beautiful.
So in between, I'm gonna have a bunch of races. Yeah.
Okay, well, we can't wait to see all the great success.
Thank
you're
you so
gonna have,
much.
And, thank you for putting your story out there and being such a welcome breath of fresh air back into the sport. We really, really look forward to seeing your great success this year.
Well, thank you.
Okay. Geneviève Jensen joining us here on the Pre-Ride Show presented by FSA. Thanks for tuning in. Click the subscribe button so you get notified of all the future episodes we're dropping during our time here in Stillwater. Thanks for looking in.